Is each employee having will they have a card in their name, or is it gonna
Yes.
be in Marshall County's name?
You will have the Marshall County and then the individual's name.
Okay.
In
okay,
fact, I can
okay.
show you one,
We use this program as a bank, so I actually have a bank card.
Mm-hmm.
We submit our expense reports monthly through the mobile app. I take pictures of my receipts, upload them, and then submit it to our
Okay.
accounting
Yeah.
department.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
super easy.
super.
All right.
So are
I
these
love
going
it.
to the elected officials, like say Michael Johnson, and if his people has a conference, will he let him have their card, or will they have a card for themselves?
Each
was-
person.
Yeah,
Go
I was thinking for right now, we may could start it with department heads and then branch out to the employees. But we could actually have a card issued for the employees that are actually going on travel,
Right.
not just the department heads on this one.
Department head would make the, go ahead. Bill.
So, there is a documentation requirement, of course, the list, the checklist is attached in there. As long as I can get the paperwork in place, if I start today, I have to submit it with all the financials. I'll try to expedite it, and then hopefully I can get it within the week, but I cannot make that promise, of course.
Well, I
And
think
don't-
what Penny's also asking, once that's done, and once we
Yeah.
got our application,
So-
what process do they go through to us?
Once- yeah.
And how long does that take for us to get them up and going?
All right,
And
so.
who makes the card? Do we make the card? or y'all
No,
make the
no,
card?
we ship it out to you. So the moment it's approved, and I don't see any hindrance to that, I can have them send it via UPS
I
to,
understand, all right, but we got everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
And Penny calls and says, John Doe is going to school next week.
Mm-hmm.
How fast a turnaround will that card be? We
say,
have it by next week, I guess.
yes, you can, yes, because,
Now, can y'all make them cards down here at the bank like y'all do the debit
no,
card?
no, sir. They come, we use Service First as our card provider, and of course, we can ask them either send the card via the normal mail, or we can ask them to expedite the card. So we do have that.
So what we could do
Yes, sir.
is give each elected official
Mm-hmm.
3 cards. Then he could call and say, or she could call and say, I want to send John Doe, and we activate that card for John Doe.
But
Okay.
the turnaround time is very quick, sir.
That moves quicker.
Very quick. Within 3 days, I assure you.
Right.
You put the request in and the card is on the way.
So if I tell the department heads, hey, if you apply for the card, try to get it to us at request at least a week in advance. that
Yes.
should give you enough
Oh, my
time.
goodness,
Okay.
yes, of course, definitely, yes.
That was one of my
Yes,
questions, to make
yes.
sure that we're not.
It is very quick, because I've had, put in for a request for an employee, and it's right there. If somebody's lost the card, or, the fraud happens, right? And, you shut the card down and you want your employee to immediately have a new card, within 2 days, the card is there.
Well, normally all of us are gonna know more than a week ahead of time that we got a
Yes,
school coming
yes.
up. However, they could be something on the spur of the moment as well.
And you're working with your bankers, right? And we'll jump on it immediately, Annie, Annie and we, we'll work together, yes. It's a credit. It looks like a credit card.
We have to pay it
But
off
it's
the
a
end of the month.
purchasing card. I'll show you if you don't mind. Is it okay?
Make the roll call.
One?
Typically, we see a name associated with the
Thank you,
card.
Simon.
And I think that goes more towards your policy and procedures than the capability. We can write, ABC Smith #1 if we needed to on the card.
Really, all of that.
Andrea LeCroy
us, not
1
them.
and Andrea LeCroy 2 if we had to. But controls would need to be in place, yeah.
I'd
Well-
rather have a card like that. to the individual?
Now, our purchasing procedures, which we haven't got to this point yet, it requires department heads to maintain their cards in a locked safe or a locked drawer somewhere, so that if your employee's not going on travel, then if that employee has a card assigned to them, then it needs to stay locked up in the department head's office and maintained by that department head.
But I think what she's saying though,
Huh? Yes, it would be locked up. You know, the department heads will maintain their own employees' cards if we were
Right.
to issue employees.
I,
and I think what the judge is saying, you may have a person go into a class one time, and they may not go again until next year. So if they've had a card issue, then that's a card to keep up with for a year. I assume we could reactivate that
Yes,
card.
you can turn the
Or
card
these
off,
guys at
yes.
the shops, they may not send them but one time
Right.
to a class.
Right.
So would it be better to issue a general card for the department heads to use when needed? If, you know, maybe it's 2 cards, I don't know.
And that's at the department head's discretion, because what we
Yes.
can issue, we can issue a departmental card, you know, just for Andrea Lee Croy, you know, probate judge, you know, kind of what we used to have. But if you wish to branch out and give your employees a card, you could also have cards for your employees. But if you have a departmental card, we've created a sign-in sheet that we're recommending the department heads to have. So if you decide to issue that department card out to your employees, you can have them sign it out and then sign it back in, kind of like how we do with our current credit card. And then that way you can maintain it and keep up with it that way. So there's 2 ways to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Right.
You know,
That is way to separate functions. So that you're not trying to figure out who has what. Saying, I can
Right.
see the concept that they're using here.
Yeah.
And without all these charges that we're for reconciliation purposes.
yes,
It would.
yeah.
It would make things a lot easier for us, I think, when we're paying the credit card
Mhm.
bill.
It's assigned to a person, yes.
Would this circumvent any, like say, is it just for travel, or is this gonna be for, like, any purchases, like subscriptions, stuff like that, that we would assign to, you know, like accounting?
it can be for anything we want. We wanted to start it with travel and learn how to use the system.
What I think we're gonna do, we're gonna start it with travel. But we could also create, you know, we have a purchase order system. It's called vendor by credit card. And a department head could request I'm sorry, I'm going into policies and procedures with y'all. But a department head can request a credit card and then complete a vendor by credit card purchase order. And we could load that amount of the purchase order onto that credit card for you to be able to use. Like if I think there's a place for tools,
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, that does not take purchase orders. So we could put on that credit card the amount that the purchase order's for. And you could use it for the Harbor Freight for that purchase.
They were out of town, they could just use the card. You're allowed.
We really need to try to keep the WEX cards,
Just for gas.
just for gas, because the WEX cards is part of I think it's under the purchasing program, Alabama Purchasing Program. So that would be in compliance with our bid laws.
And by the way, the legislature just passed a statute to allow us to do this procurement card. We tried to get a per diem package passed, we talked to y'all about, and found out there's all kind of legal deals with that. This came up, and this is perfect for what we want to do with a per diem. Yes, sir.
You mentioned if something happens over the weekend, when loses the car, or we need to increase the amount or whatever. I'll actually go on the weekend, if somebody loses the car, who they call? Is there a 1-800 number?
Ashley.
Yeah. Now,
Yes, yeah.
and really, you know, most of our working hours are Monday through Friday, so we really shouldn't be using that card on the weekend anyway, but.
Well, if
If
it's
you're
government
traveling,
call,
if you're traveling, yes, you have to use your card.
Check
But-
the bill Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah, but that's gonna be, I'll probably have access to it, and I'm also probably gonna give Tanya access to that, so they could contact either one of us on the weekends, because Tanya's gonna be the one that's loading the card and everything, since she's our purchasing
and
clerk.
for us, from our office standpoint, it's a little bit more, it's more work or to control and work with this because it's direct. You drop a receipt that day, we have to pay at the end of the month. And I assume we're gonna end up, a lot of folks using cards out for traveling, whatever. So anyway, but it's a process that we see better control than a credit card.
Yes.
The program is designed, you guys,
Yes.
as the administrator of the program, do have control.
Right.
From a policy and procedure standpoint, that's not a,
Yes.
Right.
but we can set up the controls on the front end to make
Right.
sure that you guys have.
Mhm. For the cards, there is no cost associated with it. It's just a purchasing card program. So, actually there's cash back on the card, so it goes towards the statement credit, so it's a benefit. It's just an expense to how to pay for the expenses related to running a county programs.
Is it or is it a credit card that carries
It's a,
minimum liability if the card's data was hacked?
okay.
What is that liability?
Okay, we're talking about IT security at this point, ma'am,
Not
right, right,
necessarily
right.
Amazon, and they make the authority, and they take the data off of that. I can go online and, pretty easily purchase something from Amazon as long as I have PIN, maybe a zip code. It's not hard to figure out what kind of zip code it is.
Right,
It is
so
a credit card, and there's
I
a
can,
lot of security built into it
Right.
first off, and it does function like a
Right.
credit card.
just
So if
find
there
it
wasn't
out,
a fraudulent issue, we would be able to work
And-
with commissions.
and all employees, they have their, we train the employees, they have the app to use, and the app is linked to their phone, and something called multi-factor authentication, Face ID and security, the secure code. You use that, right? And then the admins, when they enter the portal for expense management, they do the same thing, multi-factor authentication whenever they're logging in. That's their responsibility, and we are all trained to do that as bankers and as county employees. So that's the, the walk. That's a safety net. That's how we,
But
Yes.
it's also not open to full,
Yes.
it's a finite amount that's put on that card. It's not an
Yes.
open account card. You
Yes.
can't get into the bank account with it. You can't get in, if a person's traveling and their hotel bill is $200, they're gonna stay one day, and then they're gonna pay $72 to feed, that's how much is on the card. We give exactly what they're going to
It's
have.
like
to
a prepaid
have.
debit card.
yes, ma'am.
It's not an open account card, period.
And it's not linked
And you
to-
can't go use it on credit other than that $272.
And I think the way that I'm reading the purchase cards, of course, I've never done this before, so tell me if I'm wrong, but there's merchant codes. So if we give somebody money for food, for travel, we put that down as a merchant code. So if somebody steals that card and tries to shop on Amazon, it's not gonna work
It's not gonna
anyway,
work.
because that's not
Yes,
restaurants,
We have
that's not
pre-
for travel.
yes. The
It's
pre-approved-
the best control action we have found in trying to find how to solve this problem that we have on sending folks to school that have to pay out of their pocket, that maybe just a beginning employee that's making the lowest rate. I mean, there's a lot of reasons we're into this,
And the
to try to
person
get
who's,
this fixed.
and the person who steals doesn't know the difference if it's a purchasing card or a credit card. So there's your controls too, ma'am. Yes, of course, ma'am. I know, right? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, ma'am. So,
So what is the limit of the commission, if it was to be compromised? What is the limit that the county is going to be requires.
It's only compromised for the amount that's on it, if it got
On that
compromised.
particular card, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't
Only,
use that.
yes.
Only on that.
All right,
I got,
we pay at the end of the month.
Every month.
So it'd be no.
No.
Right.
I got a question. Ashley,
Yes, ma'am.
Establishments, they charge an extra fee, 5%, but I'm only getting 1.5% back on my card. So it's not feasible for me to use that. So there runs that issue too.
Well,
Well, yeah.
even if we're paying for somebody to go and travel, most people don't have cash. So they're gonna be accrued that 5% service fee for a credit card if they're using our card or if they're using their own card for reimbursements for food.
Ashley, normally when we go on our trips, we pay for our room in advance.
Mhm.
But that's still gonna be on the county card or it will be on this card?
It'll be on this card.
This card, okay,
Yes, and then that
So-
way
That way control it all.
okay.
you'll have your card with you, you take it with you, and you could present it to the hotel or the condo, wherever you're staying.
Okay.
Don't be any issues there.
All right, anything, Michael?
But the alcohol.
So, did I hear, how do you control if you're at a restaurant and you're doing the alcohol and food? Okay, good question, right? You have to submit your receipt. The receipt has a breakdown of what you bought, right, sir?
It comes back immediately.
Yeah, it comes, yeah.
You do it the same way we're doing it today. You put your alcohol on your wife's receipt, and your receipt doesn't have that.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, if that was to occur, we would have to work in our office to get that, recollect that money from those employees.
Anything else for these ladies? I know we got a pretty good understanding of what we're doing as far as what this is. Then we'll talk about policy and travel and all that stuff.
Okay.
Ladies, we really appreciate y'all coming.
Thank
You
y'all.
guys got any
Thank
questions?
you.
No, I'm good.
I'll take my card back.
I cannot have Robbie's card.
Thank you.
And we will definitely be in contact. Sure. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
All right, the next one on is purchasing card policy. And
Now, this is our policy that we're implementing, or hope to implement, for these purchasing cards. And what this does, it just pretty much, it sets the controls for the commissions, requesting that people to put a purchase order in, request that card limit from us. We've got about, let's see, 5 or 6 different forms. We have a purchasing card approval form, and that's when a department head fills out a request to receive a purchasing card. And, for the departmental use, like we talked about, or if you want one for the employee. And it talks about, the individual card, who you want to assign to, limits, that sort of stuff on this form. And then there's another one, we also have merchant category codes that we have in our policies. There's like travel and training, local retail pickup, emergencies, like, sometimes the EMA is going to need an emergency purchase card just in case to prepare for potential disasters. Technology equipment, like what Dylan, our IT director, was talking about, needing subscriptions for our software or website. And then other restricted things. So we plan on using those merchant codes to ensure that the money that we put on this card is for that purpose. And then there's also going to be a purchasing change form. Like if you have a card already and you need to change anything about it, there's a form you can complete to make those changes and to request those changes. And it could come through our office. And then we also have a departmental card storage custodian procedures, and I kind of touched on this. Any kind of departmental cards or employee cards, if they're not being used, like I said, they need to be locked up in a office, in a safe, in a drawer. Make sure that there's limited access to those cards. And keep a tracking log of who's assigned those cards and when they've assigned them, how long they've had them. But that, I think we've pretty much discussed, everything. Do y'all have any questions about policies or? Yes. Yeah, we'll still use the travel expense. This is just to coincide with the travel policies that we already have.
Now, they said something about taking a picture of the receipt, but we still need to keep receipts and turn them in.
Yes, for right now, especially in the beginning, in the policies right now, it does say to maintain the original and snap a picture. Now, we may could change that in the future, but I didn't want to take the chance of everybody snapping pictures and maybe the pictures don't turn out right as we're learning and we don't get a full receipt and we have to request reimbursement for them. So I'm just asking for right now to maintain that original receipt just to make sure that we have that receipt on file. Because I don't want to take the chance of something not working properly or us not quite using the app correctly.
Well, we're also gonna have to educate the auditors on this as well. This is brand new, and we'll get past that, so.
Well,
I hope we do.
It's up to the commission.
Sure. Well, our turnaround was, so if we pass it, then we gotta get with these folks and get their process started. So, really, and then you're at least a week doing your process. But it does require more financials and all the things you gotta go through. That's
And
fine.
this initial setup may take a little bit longer because we've got to get this app and everything set up on their end just to initiate the program.
Oh.
It depends. Now, if they're using their personal vehicles, which they probably will be, they'll need to use their own funds for those because they get paid a federal mileage rate. And I think right now it's 72.5 cents per mile. And you do? Okay. Probably do a WEX card for
They do
that.
a West.
Yeah, we'll need to get them a WEX card, at least to be assigned to that county vehicle that they're traveling
That
on.
way we can track gas. But y'all don't have one, you say? Really? You need to come to more meetings, I guess.
Yeah, we could get you a WEX card.
Would one of y'all in the back, please go, would one of y'all go back and get Rhonda to please run copies of this policy, please? Several of them for the department heads. Yes, sir.
I just want to throw out that this is greatly appreciated, given the fact that we can't do per diem.
Yes, sir.
That's one thing, the fact that we all of our employees have it has been, cost of food and everything has gotten more expensive. Didn't be able to float that travel, it's just not tenable. So I'm just so thankful that we're finding some solutions, but it's not
Well,
popular.
Appreciate that. This is close to per diem. Thank goodness it came along because we was not going to get per diem, it turned out, so. County government was. All right, she's going to go get copies. We'll get to y'all during our break before we come back. Now, which brings us down to the travel policy that coincides with this.
Now, with the travel policy, as we mentioned before, these purchasing cards, we can only tell the purchasing card how much money we want on the cards, and that includes for travel. And right now, some department heads may want to add more for travel per days than others, and I would like to be consistent across the board as the commission, for all employees to be loaded the same amount on their travel cards. So on this topic, I've got proposed to set a maximum amount per day for travel. And I feel like this is generous. If not, we could work it out. But I'm requesting to make it set per day by the GSA, the General Services Administration. They have meals and incidentals travel. Like for Gulf Shores, it's I think it's $74 a day right now for travel or for meals.
For meals.
For meals and incidentals. And we could just put on that card that amount per day to be spent on those for meals in those locations.
It's just like, I came out of the DA's office, and that's exactly what we did. We set per diem for food, and we spent it the way they want, so.
And it varies everywhere. I think I checked Washington DC, it's $98. Here locally, it's gonna be less. It's $64 if you're because the cost of living is gonna be lower here than it is at the beach or in DC. So it's based on
The
location.
state
travel.
posts us that once a month,
I think it's once a year.
once a year.
It's
I thought
the,
it was once a month.
it's the US, it's the General Services Administration.
So we
Administration.
go
It's
by the
GSA.
federal government.
Mhm. Yes. We'll have to be notified,
Yeah.
and, that's what some of these purchasing card forms are. There's a card change request form, and you can request to add more money to that card for that training. So that'll initiate that process for us. And then there's a couple other little clerical, updates for the travel policy. We just updated it, making sure that, we're reimbursed based on standard mileage rates set by the IRS, 72.5 cents per mile. It's usually updated in January every year, every so often in July also. And then we just took out a couple of old verbiage. But other than that, the main thing was just setting that rate, that maximum rate for meals.
Question?
Why did we change it from 100 miles to 50 miles for the overnight stay?
The overnight. Really, 100 miles, I mean, that's 2 hours drive. 50 miles is about an hour, but when you start looking at 72.5 cents per mile, that mileage adds up. That 100 miles was probably established 20 years ago when I first started working in government.
And I think also that's probably negotiable by the,
Right.
circumstance, whatever that circumstance is.
Mhm.
I think we have to talk about those sometimes.
Right.
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 Is there any way that, I don't know, this is something that commissioners would understand better than I would. But, let's say someone's driving down and they have, they're coming back on a Friday night after we close. And so they have a flight time. Vendor that they fit that, just to be there in case it needs it. We've had to have a parked up. Usually,
You probably, I didn't think that's hard.
I don't know, that's something I would.
Now, there is an option on the cards. It's for emergencies. It's the merchant codes that I have. It's for emergency relief operations, and that might be something we may could load it for flat tires and that, for that certain type of merchant codes. I'll have to look into it because this is new to us, but that is something that the department heads can probably request.
And I assume that all the department heads or elected officials, if there is a company car available, y'all allow that to be done rather than a personal car if you can. That's always an option either way. Any other questions on that? That's pretty simple there. If not, we're going to move on to number 6, discuss approval of board appointment for the Coosa Valley Youth Services Board of Directors. If nobody has, and you guys don't have heartburn wanting to do this, I'll be glad to volunteer. It just happens to be, I may come from that world at one time, so.
You said this is one Ronnie was on, right?
This is the one that Ronnie was on, and we're having to reappoint. But now, if somebody else would prefer to do it, that'd work as well.
This is one of those boards, you know, we just became members of this, I guess, in August of last year when we joined the Coosa Valley Services membership. And they really want somebody on that board that's understanding of county finance and, you know, the operations of the county commission, because it does involve money sometimes.
We have ADA Judge, Jordan Elliott on it, from that side of the world. And then we needed to put one on it from the commission. So it's up to y'all. I'll be glad to if y'all want to do it. I'm all for that as well. All right, discuss approval of board appointment for the Marshall Jackson 310 agency. And what we've got here, there's 3 appointments, and we had got word first off it was 2. We only had 1 application. That's Brandon Evans. Brandon wants to be back on the board. He's currently on it. So what we would do, if it's okay with the commission, we'll appoint Brandon back on, and then the next meeting open up for people to apply for 2 more openings, if that makes sense.
Today, then vote on it next week.
We only got, or I guess you could.
Open it today, then vote on it next meeting.
Yeah, I think that'll be
All right, so what we'll do is come back and open those, 2 appointments up for Marshall County, Jackson 310, that will be coming up. Then we'll vote on it, or hopefully, if newspapers, if y'all make sure, if you don't mind, put that in the article, so maybe somebody will apply. We only got 1 applied this time for that board.
So I guess for right now, we just announce an application, 2-week application
Yeah.
for 2 appointments
2
for the Marshall
appointments.
County, Marshall Jackson 310 agency.
No, not 2 appointments, but 1.
We actually got 2 because it was 3. They turned out to be 3, Rick. We found out. So Brandon's taking 1 of them, which leaves 2 open still.
Okay, but we just got,
I know. I saw that. But it's actually 3. They have 3 openings. Brandon's gonna get 1 of them.
Okay.
So we need to open up 2 more.
okay. Well, I was just,
Yeah, I know.
numbers don't the numbers don't match.
They don't.
Okay,
They don't.
all right, go ahead.
Discuss approval appointment for the Mountain Lakes Behavioral Health Board. We had Joanne Hutton who applied, and that's who we got, and supposed to be back on.
How you spell her last name?
Hutton. All right, number 10, discuss approval of pest control agreement for the Martling Road Revenue Office. If I understand this, Sand Mountain Pest, $90 a month. Is that correct?
And then there's also a termite agreement. I think it's $285 a year, which is
280,
reasonable.
okay. Does that ring a bell? Any other comment on that?
Go.
All right. Discuss approval of variance and plat for Crowder's Maple Drive subdivision located in District 2. Engineer?
Mr. Lewis Crowder from District 2 presented to us Crowder's Maples Drive subdivision located in Mr. Watson's district. He is requesting a variance from the 15,000 square feet. There's 4 of the lots that are less than 15,000 square feet, with the smallest being 14,374.8 square feet. These lots have already been approved by the Health Department for the development of that size. So based on the review, the recommendation is for the commission to approve this plat.
Okay, any questions, comments, from anyone? Discuss approval of participation agreement.
12.
I forgot number 12. Discuss approval of Concord Road subdivision located in District 3.
Concord Road subdivision, which is located in Commissioner Sims' district. It's located off of Concord Road in Horton. It is a minor subdivision. The developer is Santiago Hernandez, and he intends to split the land into 3 lots. build conventional single-family homes on each lot. And based on the review by the engineering department, we recommend that this plat be approved as well. It meets all the subdivision regulations.
Questions or comments? Now, discuss approval of participation agreement, opioid settlement for 6 remnant defendants in opioid litigation. And what this is new monies that the state's now collecting that has come to an agreement. We don't know what those dollars will be yet, but we got to sign up to agree to hopefully get some of that down the road once it's set. All right, folks. Y'all need some more time to go through the next 5 minutes or so to read through that penny. Okay. Let's come back at 10 after, okay with y'all? We're gonna break the rules a little bit. We'll come back at 10 after for the regular meeting. Let y'all read through that.
It may take a little bit longer for this agenda, but it may not.
We'll be ready when you're ready.
We'll be ready.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He told me he met you up there.
Yep.
All right, the regular meeting of the Marshall County, Alabama Marshall County Commission is now open. Let's have a roll call. Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Here. Commissioner Baker?
Yes, here.
Invocation by County Engineer Mike Knopf.
Let's pray. Today, we thank you for blessings. We just pray that each and every decision that we make in our lives, Lord, that we bring honor and glory to your name. Thank you for this commission. Bless and be with them, the things that they do each and every day. We just want you to receive honor in everything that we do. Ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Lee?
Face flag, attention, salute the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have some special guests. Commissioner Watson, you'll introduce him.
Yes, sir. I'd be honored to. We have three people from the TARCOG organization. We have Miss Michelle Jordan, the executive director, Wendy Reeves, the communication coordinator, and the financial director, Gerald Carter, who is a Marshall County resident. He lives about a mile from my house. But anyway, Michelle, if you would, you take over there.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Thank you, Chairman. We are so happy to be here just to say good morning to you. We brought you some sweet treats too. Your local Grant resident knew exactly where to go to get the best donuts in town. So I thank you, Gerald, for doing that this morning, and thank you just for the opportunity to say good morning and to tell you a little bit about TARCOG. We're proud that Mr. Watson is on our board, and we just had a board meeting yesterday, a faithful member, and we just appreciate his insight. But the top of Alabama Regional Council of Governments is one of 12 councils of governments across the state. All 67 counties are broken up into these 12 bodies, and we get to provide services for you all. You pay dues to us, and in turn, we get to implement a variety of programs. I'm going to give you a synopsis of some of them, and Gerald has some information that we'll leave behind for you. Maybe we can share them with your clerk to just share with everyone. But in 2025, we funded the Council on Aging. I think you know that. That's our biggest impact in Marshall County. Last year, we served almost 95,000 meals to seniors, either at senior centers in Marshall County or home delivered meals. Those are all funds that come from the state through us. And then we work with the Council on Aging, Tammy, and I know Sandy is here today. We have 180 citizens who are eligible to be in a nursing home, but because of our program get to stay at home and receive services in Marshall County. That's been a tremendous savings for the state, almost $18 million. In total for our aging program, our impact in Marshall County alone was $20 million. We also write grants. We just wrote a grant for a project in Boaz, and we're excited, we're hopeful that we get that. I know from time to time, we'll ask you to advocate for those grants at the state level. But one is for the Boaz Sportsplex, the softball field improvements. That's $1 million grant that we're hoping to hear back from soon. But I just wanted to come and give you a quick update on what we're doing and how excited we are to still be a partner with you. Our partnership has been 55 years, and we're grateful for your support of us. We've got a staff of about 100. We do have residents from Marshall County, and we're working to recruit more. So Mr. Watson's going to help us. We have a recruiting activity that we're looking to hold in June right here in Marshall County. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I know for the county engineer, we did the Safe Road grant. 24 and 25. We've got some copies for you as well. We thank you and really the citizens of Marshall County for participating in those efforts. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. Ashley, thank you. I think the COVID money went through you. I think you were able to buy a car. I think it got totaled, but then we think we got it back, right? Or had maybe, yes, but thank you. You're so kind to make sure that all of our financial records are on time. Thank you for that. Yes. Mr. Watson, anything
Questions or
else?
statements?
No, but like I said, she just hit the high points, but this organization does a lot of great things for our county and the other 3 counties that are involved in this COG in Huntsville. So, I'm very proud to be on the board and talked with, Mr. Lee yesterday, and he's
Yes.
got a couple of things, so.
Yes.
Maybe we can get some of them started, so.
Yes.
But anyway, they do a great job.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Watson. And Chairman Jones, thank you so much. And we'll hang around.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
One thing I want to point out, our county attorney, Clint Mays, chair is greatly improved with Anna Lee Holtz taking his place today. Thank you, Anna, for coming. And it's been very quiet on that end today. All right, let's move on. Number 1, approve NorthJet pit location at 8640 Highway 231 North Arab for county. Okay, you're right, sir. Well, let's approve the minutes of March 11th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Also, let's approve the claims of March 10, 2026, March 23rd, 2026, for $984,505.35. I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
All right, now we'll move on. Number 1, approve North Jet PEP located at 8640 Highway 231 North, Arab, for county alcohol license for retail beer off premises, license type 50, retail table wine off premises, license type 70. I need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve the North Jet PEP located 8640 231 Highway North, Arab, Alabama, for county alcohol license for retail beer off premises, license type 50, and retail wine off premises, license type 70.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve the purchasing card policy. You ladies that read the policy, any comments? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's probably gonna be about the same as the way the credit cards were done in the past. You're gonna get the receipt from the employees and approve the travel logs and approve the invoices. But, we'll just need to make sure that those are reconciled, and you'll see all the transactions as they come in, just like we do all the other expenditures.
And I think we'll deal with each individual office as to how many cards, how you want to do, everybody's kind of different.
Okay,
Rick's
okay.
got a suggestion, so we'll just probably talk to each one of you, is how do you want to do your
All right.
cards?
On the maximum amount per day, I'm good with setting a card for the maximum amount per day. But I say if the employee goes over, they ought to be reimbursed for whatever they spend.
Let's ask them to travel.
Oh, this ain't the.
Yeah, let's
person.
get the card policy, and then we'll go to
Okay.
travel. All right, I need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the purchasing card policy.
Second.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
All right, now, approve the modifications to the travel policy.
Well, I think if they spend it, they ought to be reimbursed, but I'm good with setting a card for the maximum amount.
Comments or suggestions?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the modification of travel policy.
Second?
Do we need to say as written?
As written.
Second.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sims,
No.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Approve a board appointment for Coosa Valley Youth Services Board of Directors.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve the board appointment for the Coosa County, Coosa Valley Youth Services Board of Directors, and I nominate John Young.
Second.
Mr. Watson,
Yes.
Mr. Sims, Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Approve board appointment for the Marshall Jackson 310 Agency. This would be Brandon Evans in this slot. Need a motion?
Make a motion to approve the board appointment of Brandon Evans to the Marshall Jackson 310 Agency.
Second.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
All right, approve extending the 2-week application period for Marshall County Jackson 310 Agency for two additional slots.
I make a motion to approve extending the 2-week application period for Marshall Jackson 310 Agency for 2 additional spots.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Which, actually, that's 6 and 7 combined, so we just took care of both of them.
Okay.
Approve the board appointment for the Mountain Lakes Behavioral Health Board. That is Joanne Hutton is the sole supplier.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the board appointment for the Mountain Lakes Behavioral Health Board and Miss Joanne Hutton.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
On the Revenue Commission, approve the pest control agreement with Sand Mountain Pest for the Martin Road building.
Need to put the prices in
That was 3.
The monthly service was $90 per month, and then the termite was $285 per year.
All right. Need a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve the pest control agreement with Sand Mountain Pest for the Martling Road building.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve the variance and plot for Crowder's Maple Drive subdivision located in District 2. Need a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion with approve the variance and plat for Crowder's Maple Drive subdivision located in District 2 on the advice of our engineer and the Marshall County Health Department's
Okay.
Second.
determination.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve the Concord Road subdivision located in District 3.
I make a motion to approve the Concord Road subdivision located in District 3.
Second.
Commissioner Watson? Commissioner
Yes.
Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve participation agreement opioid settlement for 6 remnant defendants, opioid litigation. And once again, that's in progress. We had to approve this in our meeting. We don't know what the dollars yet or how they're divided, but we had to get on board with it in order to receive some of the money.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve the participation agreement opioid settlement for 6 remnant defendants opioid litigation.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
All right, let's approve the sale, trade, and scrap of fixed assets. Lee?
All right, we got 8 time clocks from the data processing that's obsolete, broken, or worn out.
We're going to destroy those.
Second.
Make a motion to approve the list as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Do you have anything from the audience or commissioners before we close? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We know that very well. We hope that's gonna happen pretty soon. Anything else? Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
So moved.
Second.
I'll say yes.
Yes.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for your input.